Bueno, ya podemos seguir. Podemos seguir en paz.
Do my best! You're mine! Finish!
It's over! Stay ready! You gotta jump for cover, okay?
Now I'm in! You're mine! Look sharp! Rising jump!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Rising light! I'll finish you here and now! Rip in the air! Here! Make it rain! Law! I'll stop your movement! And I'll stop your life! Want to be the one to block next time?
Huh? Not really my thing. I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
Administrando mi rancho.
Rancho relaxo.
Rancho relaxo. Caballo.
This realm doesn't seem like such a bad place to camp in.
Yeah, there's lots of plants and wildlife here.
I know, and it all looks friggin' delicious too!
Who said anything about eating them?
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Sorry for rambling on so much about my past earlier.
Don't sweat it. It was fun hearing you reminisce about the good old days.
Come on, you don't have to pretend with me. I know I can tend to go on sometimes when it comes to my brother.
You said it, not me. Anyway, I don't think it's something for you to be embarrassed about.
Hey, Alphen. When you were a kid, was there ever a time when you had to bury someone younger than you?
Well, it's hard to say. I'm guessing that you have, though.
Yeah. During the previous crown contest, with the Lord before Dohalim. Life back then was truly hell. I think that's why I tried to ignore what Miguel was telling me for so long. Because I was afraid of going back to such a dark time, of losing hope. I wanted to believe in our paradise so much that I doubted the one person I should have trusted most. I don't blame blame Dohalim for that. I simply didn't want to face facts. And I ended up trying to project my ideals onto everyone else.
It's strange. Whenever you and Dohalim talk about Menancia, it's always like it's some big failure. We're talking about fixing 300 years worth of damage here. Isn't it a bit optimistic to think it was all going to be resolved after only 5?
You might be right. Maybe it was a mistake when Menancia... No. When I decided to stop seeing the darkness in our society. I have to admit the truth. To myself, first of all. I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave.
Cool.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
No me asustes, cabrón.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danon slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Don't get careless!
Don't tell me!
I'm done! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours! It's over! Sword Blade Alpha! Rising Weapon!
Try the blade!
Tear! You're mine!
Going in! Here!
You escape! I'll finish you here and now! You're mine!
You see what happened there as you crossed me? Shouldn't have done that.
Will this help? I'm not done!
Healing circle!
I'm not done!
So much for sitting this fight out. That wouldn't be a complaint.
I'll crush you!
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Hear me!
Sword Blade Alpha! Rising Weapon! I'll finish you here and now!
Breathe in!
Rising Falcon! It's over!
That's it! Swallow dare!
The heavens must be smiling.
Cada día están más duras estas cosas de vencer. Holy shit, ¿ahora qué es esto?
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my heart. When he slows down, that's our chance.
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Now or never. Rising Wyvern! Here I come! It's over! Eagle Fly! Here I come! It's over!
Amazing.
Can't get out of this!
You're mine!
Going in.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa! Ringwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Lightning! Downfall!
Solid Hurricane!
Abroad!
Here I come!
No further!
Piercing Rock! Make it rain!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
Uf. Uf. Más artes adicionales.
I sense a strange power from this.
I feel sprightlier than before.
Yo puedo tener 6. ¡A huevo!
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Holy shit.
Get lost! Iron expert coming through!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Here's evil!
Leave the agile one.
Let the monster handle this!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Armor won't save you!
Searing flame! Reload!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that!
You see what happened there is you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Burning
Now or never. It was nice while it lasted.
Can you take it?
Did you just heal me?
I need you, remember? I never miss!
Being interrupted.
I'm over here!
Prepare to be seen.
Look sharp! Lightning blade! See that?
Training's paying off.
No further!
Sword Ring Alpha!
I'll thank you!
Sword Ring Alpha!
You made quick work of them!
Another incantation's ruined.
Just pointing it out!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Behold! The Earth's pulse! Tectonic vision!
Glacial Spear!
Can you take it? You're mine!
So I still had room to grow.
I have a bad feeling about this. If it's in the sky, come on! I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Flying free! Why can't they just sit still? Sheila, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
All fitting
Do it!
in an instant! Impact Claw! We work well together.
Final time zone.
Do it!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Not a chance! I'm not done! Rising Falcon! Start up! I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Impacto volcánica.
Step back! This one's all law!
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah, we used to run up and down.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Glacial Spear!
It's over! Sword Lane Alpha! Demon Fang! You're mine! It's over! Burn in hell! Take it! You're finished!
Leave the enemies arc! Kill me!
Hey! Blow them away!
Glacial Spear!
I'm not done! Demon Fang!
Hurricane! Eagle!
Take it! It's over!
It does it! Will this help?
You're mine! I'm on it! Sword Lane Alpha!
Now you see what I can do!
Take it! You
I'll finish you here and now! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Wind Snare! First strike!
Freeze Lancer!
Dragon shout!
It's on!
Here I go! This one's got your name on it!
Action through action. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Rising Falcon! Stardust!
Eat
this!
Rising Falcon!
Don't get complacent.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Don't mind if I do!
It's over! Sword Lane Alpha! Rising Wyvern! Stardust! Hurricane Thrust! I'm not done!
Now I'm in the
Take this!
Glacial
It's over!
Piercing
Sonic Thrust!
I'm on it!
Freeze Lancer! That's my cue!
Shut him down! Severing Wing!
I'm ready!
In an instant! Impact Block! We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner.
No backing down!
It's over!
I'll face you! Negative damage! I'm surrounded! There you are! Take this!
Take this! It's over! Sword Lane Alpha! Rising Wyvern!
Do it!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Radiant
My
Light!
turn!
Here!
I'll face you!
Here's a healing art!
You're finished!
With you!
I'll chip it up.
Flame of Fury!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Take it!
Here and now!
Sword Lane Alpha! Take it! You're finished!
Hear my call!
Take it!
Spread!
Take it! This one's hard through armor! You're mine! You're finished!
I'm sorry to be boss to be the best
We've all got
motivation.
enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am!
Here I come!
All
Rising Falcon! You're finished! We've turned the tables on him!
There are still more left.
Right! No time to hold back!
Do it! Hey! Blow them away!
Kisano! Commander of Heavens!
Phoenix Cyclone! I wonder if I'm as strong as my dad was.
One day I think you'll surpass him.
I wonder when.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
Looks like trouble with the Catholic team.
Together, we've got this! Sword Rain Alpha! Resonate with the arc! You're mine! It's over!
Healing circle. Where are you going? Roll now. Mega Ray.
Struck! Demon Finish! Sword Rain Alpha! Rising Viper!
Elusive deity. Begin.
You're finished! Here comes Space Ranger!
Resonate with the arc.
I'm only getting
Right now.
You're mine! Sword Rain Alpha! It's time!
Blow them away.
It's in the sky and mine!
Can you see it?
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade.
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
I'm not done!
Dragon
Kitana! Kitana! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Skills in top form, art's working like a charm. Ha!
Someone seems rather pleased with herself.
Did you hear all of that?
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
No backing down.
Radiant Florida!
I'm not done!
This is deity.
I'm
like face to them.
Rising Water!
New melody. That's enough.
Here I come! You're finished!
I can carve through armor.
You're mine! You're finished!
I'm ready. All yours, Kisara.
Where are you going?
Hitting pile
We can't lay a finger on
I'm ready. I prefer
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Seems about right to me. I think Hoodle's hungry.
Funny. I could have sworn that was your stomach making all the racket.
Out of our way!
Here I come! It's over!
Another incantation.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Elusive deity. Hitting pile
No further! You're mine! It's over! Sword Rain Alpha! Rising Viper!
Resonate with the arc. I'm ready.
Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together!
If it's in the sky,
Final
it's
time
mine!
block.
You're finished!
Elusive deity.
Here
Hitting
one
pile driver.
Rising Viper!
We got the advantage.
Good!
Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, cause law's on. Elusive deity.
mine!
Hitting pile driver.
Glacial Spear! Here's
Sword Rain
evil!
Alpha! Rising Viper!
Elusive deity.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! My turn! I can feel my power growing!
Siento que va a haber un pinche monstruo aquí.
Gotta break through. Here I come.
Here I go.
It's over.
You're mine.
Here I come. Elusive deity. It's on. Getting tornado drive. Escape. I'll finish you here and now. Rising Wyvern. Start up.
You're helping me to become a path.
It's for the good of all of
Hold
us.
nothing
Is it
back.
now?
Struck. Demon Pack.
Even's very to me.
Yeah. And the pummel is to me. Go on. I'll thank you. I'm not. Coming through. Ha! No. Scarlet Inferno. It's over. Negative gate. Demons descend. Flashing fang.
I've been doing really great lately.
Bueno, no había nada aquí. Muy timado. Ah, no, sí hay.
They got me flanked. I'm not done. Burn in hell. Eat this. You're mine. Hurricane. No escape. No die. Elusive deity. Start up. Rising Falcon. Here I come. Take it. You're finished. Elusive deity. All there. I'll smash you.
Freeze Lancer! Where are you going?
You're finished.
Here goes!
Negative gate. Rising Wyvern. To be seen. First strike. Stalagmite. Rising Falcon.
Do it!
Military.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady.
Something you wanted to say?
Rising Wyvern.
What is it? Upfield!
You're finished. Hitting pile driver.
Dragon down!
Take this. Take this. It's over. Sword Lane Alpha.
Do it!
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade. Not a chance. Crush. Start up. Strike. I'll tear you apart. Rising Falcon. Hitting pile driver. Take this. You're finished. First strike. Sword Lane Alpha. Rising Wyvern. Resonate with the earth. I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw.
So I still had room to grow.
That enemy looks strong. I bet it'll be worth our while to fight it.
Through these...
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Demon Fang. You're mine. You're finished. Rising Wyvern. All there. You're finished. You're mine. I'll face you. Sword Lane Alpha. Elusive deity. Burn. Come one, come all. It's over. Sword Lane Alpha. Hitting pile driver. Benediction. Here I come. You're finished.
I never miss!
Here I come. Sword Lane Alpha.
Do it!
Remove.
Astral energy!
Say no more. Now.
Yours are not the skills of just any warrior.
Save your compliment. We have to move.
Written in,
Here I come. You're finished. Do it. Look out.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Sí, claro, estoy detrás de ti.
Mmm.
Hola.
Retreat if you know what's good for you. This one's all mine. Negative resonate with the earth.
Stalagmite.
It's over.
Here goes!
I'm on it. Take it. Elusive deity. I'm not done. You picked the wrong fight.
Hear my call!
You're mine.
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
See that?
That training's paying off.
Into the center!
It's over. I'll take you all on.
Eagle Blade!
You're mine. It's over.
Where are you going?
No way. Take this. You're finished. I'm ready. Sword off. Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade. My turn.
Let's give it a whirl!
Here I come. I'm ready. Now I'm in the groove. Dueling in an instant. Impact Cross. Not a chance.
Searing Flame!
Sonic Thrust. Eternal Devastation. Severing Wind. It's over.
Glacial Spear! Here's Eagle!
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
How much longer will our healing arts last?
Tatsumi. ¿Qué grupo eres?
No hay día. No sé, pero ya estoy aquí. Uno, ¿no? Como tú.
Ah, no sé si es.
Ya le puse agua a mis plantitas.
Dale agua al árbol entonces.
Pero dijiste que no le diera.
Ya está otra vez. De ser el short de mano 7.
Nada más 20, ¿verdad?
Sí, no, lo de 20. Al ratito le vuelves a dar.
Sí.
There. Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to
Oye,
have a
¿también de tu
project.
parte?
No, not Kisara. I meant you.
Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me?
Pensé que era malo.
Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Creo que este es el camino correcto, pero también hay camino atrás. ¡Qué demonios! Sí, yo lo había reclutado cuando terminé. Es bueno, no es malo. Nunca fue malo.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. Think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you.
Son los 6
Best to
barriles.
rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already.
Equilibrado.
I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you
Siempre
fretting
he sido
over me.
paritario, siempre he dicho
Fretting?
desde
Hey,
mitad
it's not
mujer,
like I'm...
mitad hombres. Te dejaron ahí.
Been looking for you.
De cambiarle la vida.
Me, why?
He's tough.
Who are you? Said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What?
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? Not so fast. Against you, perform. I'm on. Can't move.
What the fuck?
This is my fault.
Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord? Healing circle!
Take this. Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Fuck.
I can carve through all negative gates. Resonate with the earth. Not done yet. No further. Blow away.
Annihilation!
Can you take it?
Take this.
Here's a healing arm!
Enjoy.
Over.
I really owe you one.
Are you fucking... No mames, no me está dejando hacer nada.
Hurricane.
Resuscitation! I'll heal you all!
Not done yet.
Okay, enjoy. You're helping me become a path.
It's for the good of all of us.
Is it now?
Not done.
Take this.
Flame of Fury! Hear my call!
Not now. Not ever. I'll tear you apart.
Take this.
Cabrón.
Now
Here's evil!
take this.
Enjoy.
You're mine. It's over.
Take this. Benediction. Take this.
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Benediction light.
Leave the charge!
And more of those will burn out.
I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough.
Are you fucking kidding me? No mames. Ah, no voy a gastar nada. Hasta que vea. Ah, fuck you.
Oh, es una niña.
Oye, le está dando sin piedad.
Le viene el búho.
Oh, no mames.
Cabrón, ¿quién es ese culero? Alguien más tengo que salir. Ese piloto, te espero.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die.
Te dio donde le dije. Agarró con un moco con todo.
A wretch like you?
No, chava. Acaban de clavar a sus útiles.
Till next time.
Shion.
Wake up, please!
Alphen,
Shion!
thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I.
La cosa casi me mata.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Escena de pura. Tengo que
Alphen?
ver otra vez.
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
Entre tantas misiones se me olvidó el pasado de este güey. Oye, sí, Alphen.
A ver si quieres saber su pasado.
Pues no sé nada todavía, güey.
How are you holding up after that last fight?
Come on.
You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
Cekam.
God damn it.
God dang.
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danon legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renins have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danons and Renins, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danons rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renins here, there should still be some people around.
This debris. Do you think it could be the work of Renin astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet.
Huh?
If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened.
Sorprende tanto que evolucionara tanto en los takes.
Exacto.
Esperando una nueva forma de hacer videojuegos a los japoneses.
Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renins can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shion has got a point. I mean, you don't see Renins like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Lo quería una almohada.
Pero le está pidiendo la que se le caiga, ¿no? No le está
Sí.
diciendo, o sea, que
Oiga, pero solo quiero una almohada.
una concholanita de búho.
Yo pensé que le iba a decir, préstame a tu búho para dormir. Ah, mira, hay un búho.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
¿Y ese chiquito no crece o qué?
No sé. No sé si vaya a crecer o no. Cerrado.
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you.
What?
I'm Bayfon, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces. So everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
Ah, sí, claro, claro.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah, This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix. Not this way, I guess.
So you're elfin, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Why, you?
So you're the one who took down the lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then...
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that.
Está loco.
Maybe it's because you, little lady, are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots
Fuera de
here,
carne asada.
and I make the rules! I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wing!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Se da cuenta que su propia raza también está llena de imbéciles.
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But Well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Bayfon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
Huh? I get the feeling Deadeye's signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Danans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niaz, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Danans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niaz is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
Bien dicho, amigo.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell!
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Danans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Hasta que
Dohalim,
le salía lo loco.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
La paraliza también se parece a la de Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance.
Así es cierto.
Es como ella y la leona.
All right.
What the?
Leona.
Hey.
Yeah!
Good.
All right!
Soy millonario de nuevo.
Millonario. Compras todo lo que necesites para tus peleas.
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah, there might be someone who...
Mm-hmm. Well...
I see. Oh.
Just great.
Excuse me! Good.
Oh, demonios, voy a tener que buscar esas cosas, ¿verdad?
That's some cryptic text, all right.
It could mean anything. Can't we just look around the area for clues or something?
Hey, maybe these are supposed to be different locations?
Oh. Now you're into this too, huh?
I wonder if something happened.
Oh, yeah? How's this?
Epa.
Great! Yes. Hey.
Good.
Really?
What?
Yes!
All right. Right.
Really?
What?
Huh?
All right.
Yes!
Over there.
Huh? Yes!
All right.
Yes!
Huh.
All right.
By the by, Shion, if you don't mind my asking, would you be willing to share what sort of clothes are currently in fashion on Rena sometime?
Sure, as long as you call me Captain.
Sir, yes, sir, Captain Shion.
I was just joking. Kinda has a nice ring to it, though.
Ahora vamos a ver qué armas puedo hacer. Oh, shit. Y ahí se fue todo mi dinero. No mames. Oye, qué buenos escudos.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Ah, ya soy rico de nuevo. Colmillo infernal. ¿Dónde demonios voy a conseguir ese?
I'm impressed. Just how well balanced this thing is.
Demonios, esto está carísimo.
Esto está carísimo, mira. Una sandía, 5000 yenes.
That Deadeye creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadeye and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadeye just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shion. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
Tú sabes bien qué es.
Tú
So
sabes.
we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.
Lube.
papi.
Ah, got sand in my eyes!
The winds are strong here. Mind yourselves.
Ugh, even the inside of my mouth is all sandy.
Poodle, don't get blown away, okay?
The winds outside the capital are blowing as strongly as ever.
Suena como
You can
Hooters.
definitely see why people call this place the Valley of the Four Winds.
Indeed,
Hooters.
Mahag Sar is the realm of wind, just as Ganeth Heros is for water.
Earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. Rena is aligned to darkness, leaving each realm one element each.
Is that because some elements are easier to gather in certain areas than others?
That is certainly possible, but I suspect the biggest reason is to prevent the lords from squabbling over resources.
Funny. You would think infighting would come naturally to an elite class vying for a crown.
True, but the Renans rule as a minority. Fighting ourselves would just be destructive. Though, as you saw in Menancia, any abstention from fighting is merely a facade.
In the end, you all get usurped whether you like it or not.
That may be true, but something tells me that this time is different.
We have to catch up to the Lord first if we want answers. Let's keep moving.
What is that ring of rocks over there for? They don't look like they formed naturally to me.
Oh yeah. Funny, I guess I've gotten used to weird rock formations. They didn't even register as being out of the ordinary.
Most likely, they were brought over by us Renans when we first invaded the planet.
Wait, those? So does that mean there's some kind of machine then? And if so, what in the world were they even used for?
To manipulate the properties of Dana's astral energy.
Really?
Think about it. Isn't it strange that the type of energy each realm collects is so fixed? Astral energy by nature isn't meant to skew towards one element or another
So the Renans reformed it for the crown contest.
Sounds like the crazy thing a Renan would do.
Renans these days are more advanced than Danans in some ways, but even they don't seem capable of doing something on that grand a scale. Or is that something that's possible on Lenegis? Or maybe the Renan homeworld?
I can't claim to know everything about my own kind, but I myself have never seen anything that would be capable of such a drastic feat.
But at some point they did just that. Those are the sort of people we're up against. We should do our best not to forget that.
Okay, la shit.
You're so amazing, Kisara. You can cook, you can fix weapons. I feel like there's practically nothing you can't do.
Maybe you should take a page out of her book and learn to make yourself more useful then.
I'd be happy to teach you if you want, Rinwell. I learned most everything I know from my brother.
Really? Even how to sew and do laundry?
Yes, indeed. He knew how to do anything.
Sounds like he was a pretty handy guy when he was alive.
He was. I'd always follow him around and badger him with questions. I was a real pain in the neck. Now that I think about it, he and Legil were the ones who taught me how to raise cats, too.
Legil is that woman who was with him in the Gold Dust Cats, right? I remember now. The one with the really pretty hair.
Funny you mention that. He also taught me how to maintain my hair. Not that those lessons stopped it from getting all tangled up during training.
I think it still looks gorgeous.
From what I can tell, it would appear as though the only thing he didn't manage to teach you was how to apply makeup.
No, but that didn't stop him from trying. He really wanted to teach me everything. Only reason he couldn't was because I prioritized my training.
And here I was trying to make a joke.
I can't tell if she's being serious. The only one here who knows him well enough was her.
Yeah, I guess only Miguel could have told us if it's actually true.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
It's over! It's on!
Eat this!
Here I come!
These ones hit right around us.
I'll face you. Rising Lava! How about this? Soaring Light Spear! Resonate blow! Blow them away!
Acceptable. Prepare to be sealed. Come and face me. Actually, half the time is more appropriate.
Less talking and more doing.
Eagle Shoulder! Demon Fang!
Can you take it?
Rising Wyvern!
Can you take it?
Here's the evil. And freeze
Dragon Shadow! I'm not done! Demon Fang! Soaring Alpha! Demon Fang!
Resonate with the earth.
Rising Wyvern! In an instant! Impact Block!
We can really make weapons with this?
Alphen, have you been washing your clothes? It may not be my place to say this, but frankly, they're starting to stink.
Now that you mention it, it has been a while since I did any laundry.
I'll wash them for you if you want. Just remember to give them to me the next time you get changed.
Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks, Kisara.
And, Law, Rinwell, yours are starting to look a bit ragged.
What do you expect? Of course they're going to tear up when we're out there fighting so much.
Yeah, but it's still kind of embarrassing, having it pointed out like this.
Uh-oh.
And Shion?
I wouldn't touch me if I were you.
Of course. My apologies. All I wanted to say was that your sleeves are getting a little bit dirty.
You don't need to worry so much, Kisara. It's only natural our clothes are gonna get a little dirty while we're traveling around.
That's no excuse. Your outward appearance says a lot about your inner well-being.
Now you've really set her off.
Suffice to say, it would appear that the traditions of the Guard are still alive and well within her.
What do you mean? What do the guardsmen do that's so special?
Mostly, I'm simply referring to the fact that they're a very regimented and cleanly group of people.
Do I really sound that weird to you guys? Keeping your clothes clean and mended is completely normal to me.
Don't get us wrong. We appreciate the thought, Kisara. But we've got a long journey ahead. It wouldn't hurt to relax your standards. Just a little.
If you're sure. I wasn't trying to overdo it, I promise. However, if it's making the rest of you tense, I'll do my best to tone it down from here on out. Still, if everyone could bring their laundry and clothes they want fixed, that'd be great. I'll take care of it all for you guys tonight.
Don't you ever get tired?
Un vago. Otra vez este güey.
Oh?
Yes! Very nice.
Is that so? You don't say.
How?
I see.
Hey! Sure.
Nice work.
Oh?
Very nice.
Well?
Yes! What?
What?
I don't believe this.
All right.
No.
Sure.
Really now.
Yes! What?
What?
Very nice. Yes.
Yes.
Well, that was a huge miscalculation.
Yet you've drained your glass all the same.
Igual te bebiste todo. Tu jugo horrendo.
Coming through!
Getting started.
Negative sword alpha! Resonate with the earth! All finishing here and now! Rising Falcon!
Now I'm real mad.
Got fires!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours! I'm not done! Demon
Here's my
Pact!
call.
Rising Light!
Here's Eagle.
I'm ready! Jump!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on that thing.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis. Glacial Spear.
Not
Here's
shit!
Eagle.
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! Rising
Freeze
Falcon!
Lancer.
Eat this! I'm ready! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Stalagmite.
My fists are crushing it out there.
¿Este principio es como el celos o qué?
Sí. Es como celos.
Es como entre peleador y mago, ¿no?
Mago, sí. Peleador, mago y curador. También puede revivir.
Horas. Stalagmite. Estalagmita.
Stalagmita.
Estalactita. Ah, no, esa es la de arriba.
Pum, 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 purum, pum, 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 purum.
Thunder Explosion.
Somehow, things are even worse outside the city than they are inside.
Yeah, it's all ruined. Houses and everything else.
Even if it was all in the name of beating the Renans, this is...
No backing down! Strike! Eat this! Talon Hurricane! Can't get out of this!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Dance in the wind.
It's over!
Leave me snaring.
Yeah! And I'm ready!
All yours, Kisara.
This one's mine.
Oh, thank you! Eating Sword Alpha! It's over! Resonate with the earth! You're finished! Stalagmite! Burn!
Raging Storm.
Here I come!
Flawless
You're
Flight.
finished with the earth! I'm ready! Rimmer!
Astral Energy.
Say no more! Got it!
Well done.
I'm on it! Smooth escape! Hurricane! I'm ready! Rising!
This one's got your name on it.
Action to action!
There's always room for improvement. It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
You're finished!
I'm on now.
I shall ensure you survive this! Freaking does it!
Allow for blast. Cross
It's
blade.
over! Here! You're mine! Flying freaks! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it!
¿Cómo?
Que qué buenas caras así. Si estuvieran en el anime.
Can't get out of this!
Ey.
Here I come! You're finished!
I'm on a roll.
Seismic Laser! Senpai! I'll check it out! Here I come!
In here.
You're finished!
More for
Sword
the
Ring Alpha! Rising Light! Hurricane! Thank you! It's over! Eating Pile Driver! Here I come! We're cleaning house!
Let me take the rest of them.
Well, someone's feeling lively.
Stalagmite! Sword Rain Alpha!
I'm ready.
Totally! In an instant!
Impact Cross.
I think I'm getting stronger.
Es como el
Oh
cross
yeah?
cross, ¿no?
Think you could
Sí.
beat me at arm wrestling?
When have I not beaten you?
Right. I'll just go on ahead then.
Trust. Pero sí, en eso tienes razón. Cambió mucho el modo de juego del Tales. Incluso las caras. Hasta cuando te golpean.
Right, here goes! Everlasting darkness! Sword Rain Alpha! Snake with the
Not in
eye!
your dreams.
I'm on it!
Hold your shield.
Away! Sword Rain Alpha!
It's showtime.
Rising Wyvern!
ST Airborne Scout.
Sounds like a job for you, truly. Leave the enemy's arms to me.
No complaints here.
We're cleaning house!
Let me take the rest of them.
Well, someone's feeling lively.
It's over!
I'm ready. I knew we could count on you.
As we all count on your courage.
You're welcome.
Rising Wyvern!
All
Rising
good
Falcon!
things come to
You're
an end.
mine! You're finished! It's your devastation!
I'll blind you with a shot.
Win!
Lightning orb.
I'm on it! Here I come! You're finished!
I'm ready. Watch
Totally!
this.
In an instant!
Impact Cross.
Aunque este es Impact Cross.
We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner.
Parece al Cross Trust, pero este es Impact Cross.
Ey.
Mm.
Weird. So weird.
Tum, tudu, tum, tudu, tum, tudu, turun, tum, tu. Turun. Mierda. Los de Adán. Holy shit.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
You do. El hoodie.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Ah, aquí también hay otro.
Little help.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Resonate with the earth.
I'm on it! River Dragon! Sword Rain Alpha!
Dance in the wind.
Rising Wyvern!
Shield.
I'm on it!
This
Line
one.
free. Why can't they just sit still?
Astral Shield! Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
She's not done!
I never miss. Now,
Shield!
this one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes.
My turn! Remote!
Astral energy.
Say no more! Got it!
Well done.
Catapult! No escape! Start up! Rising Falcon! No escape! Rising Wyvern! Shield!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes.
The heavens must be smiling.
Ahora, ¿dónde va a estar ese búho? Ese búho gordo.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
I feel all bent out of shape.
I know what you mean. Hard to settle down after seeing all those ruins.
We fought hard to help liberate the people of Dana, but every realm we've been to along the way could have easily turned out like this.
When powerful forces collide, the destruction they leave gets that much worse.
So we've been lucky things haven't turned out worse up until now?
Regardless, I don't want to see this realm get messed up any more than it already is. We have to capture this lord ourselves no matter what.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
What's up, Kisara? You look concerned.
Oh, no, it's just... I'm looking at our finances and they seem to have taken a nosedive. I don't remember us making any big purchases, though.
Ah, that may be because I borrowed a small amount to purchase something the other day.
I don't think you can call spending more than half of our money a small amount.
Half? Dohalim, what the hell did you buy?
As it so happens, I came upon a rather special object that I've long been searching for.
Are you talking about that junk? I mean, that unique-looking trinket you're holding?
Whoa, is that a...
Indeed. It is a lost artifact from ancient Danan times. Most likely, it was used for some sort of rite or ritual. Ever since we Renans conquered Dana, such objects have been disappearing. I simply want to do my part to help preserve both our people's storied histories.
Well, if it's to preserve Danan history, then I guess we can maybe look the other way. Just this once?
I don't know. Why spend money on something that won't even keep us fed?
More to the point, we all contribute to that money. I don't like the thought of anyone dipping into it without saying anything.
You must understand. Had I let that opportunity pass me by, I'd never have come across this item again.
Dohalim, maybe no one taught you that money doesn't grow on trees.
I may have been a lord, but I realize that much.
It's not enough to simply realize it. You have to internalize the concept too. Even after all this time, you still have no real sense of money. Our funds aren't your personal wallet. We camp outside and eat grass for dinner to try and stretch every last gold we have. You never know when we may need it.
I don't think we're so poor that we have to eat grass or anything.
Shut up, Alphen.
Shutting.
Let's just agree to not spend too much or be too thrifty for our own good.
Gastando su dinero en pendeja.
Alphen, your blazing sword draws its power from Shion's Fire Master Core, right?
So I'm told.
Then why don't you use yours, Dohalim?
You mean my Earth Master Core, yes?
Yeah, I mean, you still carry it around with you, don't you?
I do. Each Master Core contains the astral energy harvested from Danan's slaves over the course of the last 3 centuries. Though only a select few qualified people, namely the Lords, can wield them, they nevertheless hold too much power to simply abandon.
If only the Lords are supposed to be able to use them, how come Alphen and Shion can use theirs?
That may be because Shion has embedded the Fire Master Core within her body, something which wouldn't have occurred under normal circumstances.
Okay, but why do you still carry yours around?
Just as Danans see Master Cores as symbols of the lives and resources robbed from them, so too do I view mine as a symbol of our lasting sins. The pain and agony wrought upon this world by my predecessors, as well as the injustice enabled by my own inaction, are all housed within my Master Core. It is a testament of all that I have done wrong. It cannot ever be used again, nor fall back into the wrong hands.
Dohalim.
You didn't differentiate between the deaths of Danans and the deaths of Renans.
Danans and Renans both spill blood and languish in agony all the same. I just couldn't bear to hear it any longer. That's all.
Little late for that.
Little late for that.
Pollo entero.
Easy peasy. I knew I could handle it.
Easy peasy.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so.
It's a food.
The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. Do you mind watching our camp tonight?